First off, apologies if I seem out of it. It's just one of those days. To the Limp Bizkit song. Number two, this is a paid request for Adam. Thank you so much. And number three, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, Adam has sent in a request for me to do Wrong Turn 6 Last Resort, which is a 2014 film that was the last Wrong Turn film until they rebooted it. And that went nowhere. And now, hopefully, it's dead in the water, because we don't need any more Wrong Turn films. It's funny, I reviewed the other Wrong Turn films like a long time ago in a YouTube far away. Because the YouTube of old ain't much like the YouTube of now. But the first Wrong Turn I actually saw in the theater. First Wrong Turn I actually liked. Liza Dushku, directed by Rob Schmidt, who made one other film and then he disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. Seemed like a capable director, but whatever. But the first Wrong Turn, yeah, I saw in the theater, had a good time, still liked the film. Wrong Turn 2, I don't mind. It's definitely a cheaper looking film, but I liked how it played around the conventions of you didn't know quite who would live, who would die, and the people who lived were actually kind of surprising, and Henry Rollins was kind of fun. Kind of wish he was even more the lead or the very main lead, but while again, definitely a dip in budget, Wrong Turn 2 I had fun with. None of the others I liked. Not 3, not 4, not 5. Shocking, not this one. Or even the reboot. I know a lot of people like to reboot because they try to do something different. To me, it was so off the reservation. I don't even know why it was called Wrong Turn. But anyway. Wrong Turn 6. I believe this is the one that had the controversy where there was a missing persons poster, but it was actually one of the pictures was a real person, and they got into trouble, and then it had to be taken out of circulation for a while, the movie. But then I think it was reissued, and either it was taken out or it was blurred. I didn't notice it watching it, but maybe it was just the version I saw was the original. I don't know. But I think that was this one. And yeah, a lot of people would say there was a Wrong Turn 6. Probably saying people don't, there was a Wrong Turn 5, there was a Wrong Turn 4. Exactly. Did not need as many damn movies. The director of this, Valerian Disease, whatever the fuck his name is, shitty director. He also did Kill 'Em All 2 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Another terrible film and terrible sequel. That's a 4.1. That's too high. That's 4 points too high. And this film was a pile of dog shit in every step of the way. I mean, it's called Wrong Turn 6 Last Resort. What else was it going to be, right? It must be called Wrong Turn 666. It must be called Fuck You for watching this. And it doesn't even fit with the other films because... So Wrong Turn 2 was a sequel. Wrong Turn 3, 4, and I think 5 were prequels. But this one, they bring in like other characters you never see before. So I guess it's supposed to be a reboot. Then they try to put in this cult angle. What do you think, y'all? Halloween 6? There ain't no Curse of Michael Myers. As much as I hate that film, I'd rather watch that than this. And I don't like either cut of Halloween 6, but I would watch either cut of the film over this. For superficial reasons, but yeah. Because even that looks more like a real movie than this. This is like a crappy softcore porn film, only it needed more softcoreness. And maybe some hardcoreness too. Because the only positive you can find is there's a couple cool little bits of nudity with some pretty looking ladies. And one or two death scenes have some decent practical effects. Some have pretty awful CG, but some have practical. But you don't give a shit about the characters. You don't. The acting is lame and lackluster. The story sucks. The story seems like they're trying to rip off Texas Chainsaw 3D with here's a character and finds out this is his family and then eventually gets brainwashed into be part of the family. It's ready for the guy to go do your thing, cuz. I mean, that's the film you want to... I mean, I don't know on purpose if they ripped it off, but if they didn't do it on purpose, because I think that film was 2013, wasn't it? 2012, 2013. This came out 2014. Either way, either they ripped it off or the shitheads thought alike, because that script for Texas Chainsaw 3 Dits in My Face was terrible, and this script was terrible. Before I go on, what is the script? What is the story? Well, this guy named Danny goes with his 6 friends. His girlfriend's brother, a guy who likes to videotape stuff, and his buddy, and then a couple. Guy and a girl. But the 6 of them and Danny, 7 of them, go up because apparently he got this inheritance of this resort hotel called Hobbs Springs. It's in West Virginia. These 2 people, Jackson and Sally, are caretakers of the establishment. But I guess they're also related to fucking Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Oh, I'm sorry. 3-finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye. Great. 3-finger up his ass, Sawtooth Johnson, and One Eye Willie. Fuck these fucking people. Y'all can go to hell. Talk about the people in the movie can all suck my fucking dick. Again, I told you it was one of those days, so I ain't gonna be in the mood to sugarcoat anything. The only sugar is going to put on the end of my dick that this movie can suck. If I sucked my own dick with sugar on it, it would taste better than what this felt left taste in my mouth. So the beginning, you have this couple in the woods, and they find this little hot spring to do some hot tub business, and they have sex, which there's some good nudity. I've seen Cinemax films open similarly, and the killers are staring at them. But thank God these killers were nice enough to let them at least finish the fucking. They kill them later, but I guess you say, well, at least you're able to get one out. At least you're able to come and go, at least get one last good fuck before they meet their maker. How do they meet their maker? One guy gets an arrow in his cheek. It comes out the other end, but it's CG. So it didn't look that great. And then the woman, there's a trap with barbed wire, catches her in the eyes. And decent effect where the barbed wire's in her eyes. And then they're grabbing it. And then eventually they cut her head off. Not a bad effect, I will admit. Brutal kill. Still doesn't beat the opening kill Wrong Turn 2, but still brutal. And then you cut to our main characters. And you don't give a shit about these characters, like I said. Danny, something about he was on Wall Street and something happened, he lost people money, so he had a breakdown, and boo-hoo, that's your own damn fault for losing the money in the first place. I guess he went into therapy, so he takes pills, because at one point he stops taking the pills, and I guess that's supposed to help lead as to why he starts going the path of Crazy Town. And a whole lot of nothing happens after that. It just, the teens separate and they look at the hotel and they talk to Sally, Jesse, Raphael, and they talk to Jackson Spurd there, and this old woman copped a feel on Jackson and he don't like that, so later on this woman forgot apparently to check out of the damn hotel because the old folks home, retirement home, whatever the fuck, brought her there. They left her ass there. I guess they don't do head counts and shit. You think they would to make sure all the old people are there. So someone's going to get fired. They didn't do their job. So this woman slept in, left behind, whatever. And again, Jackson didn't like his ass being felted. So she's walking around and someone throws an axe that gets with the force of a G-force from a fucking airplane. It beds into her and she flies back to the wall. I just Thor fucking through that because he didn't have his hammer that day. And this whole time I keep thinking these three villains, the main scary killers in the original Wrong Turn, they keep listening to this Jackson guy or his sister, aka lover, Sally, because that's their brothers, sisters who fuck as well. Why these three keep listening to these two, I don't know. You're like waiting for these three to just kill these two. I just chose family. It was fucking Vin Diesel, family. But listen, if these three, like, you want to propagate the species, why don't they just take these women, like they could have took the woman at the beginning of the movie from her hot tub jacuzzi jamboree session she was having, take her and fuck her and pump some babies in her. They could have done that the whole damn time. But something about this cult, because there's like an altar underneath the hotel where woman gets in her stirrups and the guy fucks and people in the cult watch around. I see cult, but it's only the family and the few of them. It just, I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with this story, man. They're like, well, we can't do the same thing. Just don't do it at all. No one wanted a Ron Turn 6. Or 5 or 4 or even 3. Insignificant acting, insignificant characters, whether it be Danny's is a douchebag pussy. His girlfriend is his girlfriend. There's a guy, video camera and stuff, doesn't do squat. His buddy doesn't do squat. The couple, the girl, likes stealing crap because she sees that some of this is worth money antique-wise, so she's stealing some of these little statues. At one point, her and her boyfriend find this altar thing underneath, and apparently they're so jazzed they decide to screw there. She gets in the stirrups and he screws her. And it plays out like a damn skinner match that Dave Duchovny's going to be narrating in the next episode of Red Shoe Diaries. And Sally, one of our villains, she's watching, she's horned up because she wants Danny, but she can't have him yet. So she's wanting to horn up or fuck anything that moves. So she's watching the couple, but then Huey, Dewey, and Louie there, they go in and kill the two. Well, they hit the guy in the head and he falls to the ground. He's got a big dent in his head. The girl, they grab and they tear her leg off, kill her. And Sally goes, what the hell are you doing here? You're not supposed to do that stuff here. Get out of here. And they take the guy. And then she's ready to ride the guy, have sex with him. But her brother/lover stops her and goes, you can't do it with him. You got to do it with this guy. Well, I want to do it now. So then she puts a pillow over the guy's head, straddles his head, and humps him to death, suffocates with the pillow over him, with her crotch right in his face. Because that's what people want in the Wrong Turn 6, I guess. Let's say it sounds like something being a Wrong Turn Triple X parody. Please don't make that. There's a few people that get killed. There's this cop that gets killed. Gets an arrow in the back through the mouth. Danny is taken out hunting to kill some deer or whatever. Afterward, he gets with his girlfriend, has sex with her. The guy, there's one of the guys, one of the friends, he's out in the woods too, and he sees this mutant hillbilly eating an animal on the ground. He runs for it, he runs into Danny, and they trip and fall down, get caught on barbed wire, and that's what leads them going back, and Danny having sex with his girlfriend. The guy, like I said, saw this fucking mutant hillbilly eating something. He doesn't tell anybody anything. Doesn't warn his friends. He doesn't say, this is what I saw. He doesn't say squat. Oh, it was nothing. What, it was your imagination? Is it Willy Wonka? Your imagination. You think you're on drugs? I could understand, because you'd have to be on drugs making this film. And if you enjoy this film, the only way I'd be able to do is if I was on drugs. I wish I was on drugs. Despite what people think, I don't do drugs, but I should. Maybe I should. Eventually, Dane is introduced to his cannibal relatives, and he gets drugged. While that guy who's too stupid to tell people he saw the Moon Hillbilly, he followed Danny. He gets caught. They cut his throat. They eat him. And then they don't eat me. Oh my God. No, wrong movie. Danny wakes up and he goes back, and by this point he's mostly turned to the dark side of the Force. I mean, I guess I would say they did more effort on that than in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Does that really comes out as a complete 180, where the girl is with her boyfriend and buddies, they die, and all of a sudden she reads like one newspaper, and oh, I'm related to them? Oh my God. You're A-OK on my book. Leatherface is now fucking Paul Kersey. What? Stupid. What's next? Jason Voorhees going to be a fucking superhero? Freddy Krueger going to be part kindergarten teacher? Kindergarten Cop 3? Sweet Dreams? By this point, there's not too many people left. So Huey, Dewey, and Louie there, they gotta go kill the rest of them. One guy tries to fight him, he gets his fingers cut off. And this death, decent practical effects. They put a water hose up his ass. They pump the water instead of pumping the brakes, and his stomach explodes. Okay, that's done practically. Inventive death. You don't see it too often. I'll give points to that at least. The one guy who's Danny's girlfriend's brother, he tries to tell her, let's get the hell out of here. She doesn't want to listen. He's like, listen, Danny's turned. No, you're wrong. And sadly, that guy gets killed. Because at least he was saying something smart. But he gets caught, killed. Boom. right into the head. And then eventually, all that's left is the girlfriend, and they grab her. They want Danny to kill her. He's holding him back by a thread, tells her to run. Jackson goes after her. She stabs him with these teas, so Jackson dies. And, well, this guy didn't like that. Danny, he gets a gun. You kill one of us. It's about family. Family. Oh, yeah, I heard all fucking Fast and the Furious. Family. So then one of the Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they hit her in the head with something, kill her. And then you cut to sometime later, the hotel is blossoming, being successful. He goes down to his little cult thing under the ground, the altar, not under, in the basement, whatever. Has sex with Sally while Huey, Dewey, and Louie watch, and then the movie's over. So it's a downer ending too. I didn't give a shit about any of the characters, so oh well. They all died, whoop-de-doo. Doesn't affect my fucking day. They ran out of steam. This, I guess you would say, acts like a reboot. Because they changed the lore, the backdrop, the bringing characters like Jackson and Sally into it that I don't think were in the other ones before. This whole bring this guy in to get with Sally, to give birth to more of their brethren. I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they'd really give a shit about, I don't know, whatever. The acting is crap, the characters are crap. There's long stretches of nothing happening other than them just look around the hotel or wandering around or playing grab ass in a pool or pretending and giving the girls a jump scare when they jump out of the bottom of the pool. More playing grab ass. Someone said this was like a porn film. I wish. There's a couple sex scenes, don't get me wrong. I said one in the beginning, one where Danny gets with his girlfriend, one where the two couples at the altar. Give me like 7 more of those. Then yeah, it's more like a porn film. Because I've seen Skinamax movies that have more fun than this. Three Fingers, Sawtooth, and One Eye, I mean, they appear from time to time, but they're definitely background. I don't know how to put like background characters. And I'll be granted they do most of the killing, but that's really is they come out to do killing, then they fuck off. Wrong Turn 1, at least they had some style. Like the bits where they had go to the top and they had get to the tree because the thing's on fire, and the way Rob Schmidt worked with the camera, certain reveals of the kills or certain surprises, like the characters are talking, all of a sudden there's an axe, boom, right there, right by him. Desmond Harrington's character was a badass who actually took the fight to the mutants, which I appreciate. I didn't even Wrong Turn 2, you didn't know who would live or die. Because again, some of the characters that lived, I'm like, oh wow, okay. I assume, like, the two people that lived, I assume would be the two people that die. But I'm glad they lived because they were the more interesting characters. Sorry, someone knocked on the door and I had to go answer it, and it wasn't nothing much to answer for her, so now I gotta edit this together and I forgot where the hell it was at. I think I was just talking about, it doesn't help that this reminds me of another crappy sequel like Texas Chainsaw 3D, which I already mentioned before. So yeah, The characters, the acting, lame. The kills, aside from a couple, the rest are either stuff you've seen before in the other Ron Turn films, or they just add CG additions that are unneeded. Yeah, I guess there's really nothing else to say, so maybe that knocked on the door, told me, hey, let's wrap this up, let's wrap it up. But yeah, Ron Turn 6, Last Resort, at least this helped kill the franchise. And then they tried to reboot it and killed it again. Just no one gave a crap about that. As they shouldn't. Yeah, I got nothing else. Ron Turn 3, for those who are wondering, Ron Turn 2 was like a reality show, Survivor type of show out in the woods. Henry Rollins was the host. And then the contestants, did they get killed one by one? Again, didn't mind that type of story with Ron Turn. Like I said, it's just that you notice a dip in quality of budget from 1 to 2. Ron Turn 3 was a prequel and something with a prison bus transport thing. Idea could have been interesting with prisoners versus. But no, it wasn't. Ron Turn 4. I think that was the one in the snow. And that's all I remember if that's the case. And 4 or 5, I don't remember shit. Fuck it. So, I'm just rambling. Fuck this movie. Eat my ass movie. We'll talk to you later. I'm done with this horse pucky later.